and we get rather focused on sports cars and track cars. But I think that the use of a car like this is in so many ways so much more satisfying. While this 2018 Porsche 911 Turbo S exclusive is, well, exclusive, being a subscriber to the Audrain Museum Network isn't. Do it right now. Hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified when we post great new content. Join us. So what do you do when you're a manufacturer like Porsche that builds a good number of your flagship model, the 911? What do you do to make one stand out from another? Well, special editions are always a good thing, and sometimes special editions are lovely trim packages and special colors, or you know, a badge or two here or there. For years, Porsche had a sort of private program called the Sonderwünsche program, and special customers could order all sorts of custom items and trim and sometimes performance differences between their cars and the standard production 911s. Well, this is a 2018 911 Turbo S Exclusive. And what the Exclusive series was Porsche's introduction to a level above the normal car. Something for customers who just wanted a little bit extra, something a little bespoke, as it were, but also would not get into that rarefied air of the Sonderwünsche department. And so you think, okay, fine, it's got really interesting gold trim here in the interior, very special wheels produced by an intensive process of painting and overpainting and scraping, and that's very nice, and some lovely leather sill plates and all the rest. So, okay, fine. And they built 500 of these cars. But the Porsche Turbo S Exclusive, this 2018 model, is more than just a trim package. It's a performance promotion for the Turbo S. These exclusive models went from the standard Turbo S's 508 horsepower to 607. So in addition to its good looks, it's got a bit more performance as well to bring to the table. And it's a very interesting thing. You know, there's lots of conversation all the time among enthusiasts and on the internet about naturally aspirated versus turbocharged engines. And as you all know who watch this channel, you know that I'm a musician. I love music, I love sound, and the sound of a naturally aspirated engine is a wonderful thing indeed. However, I'm also someone who loves effortless delivery of power. And considering what I remember from the early days of turbos in cars, certainly the Saab turbos, the 99 turbos, and Porsche's first production turbo, the 930, the fearsome so-called Widowmaker. I remember quite vividly when turbos were an on or off affair, and something that was very exciting certainly, but a bit much to handle. Today's twin turbos, such as the setup in this Porsche Turbo S, are an absolute key to a magic carpet of power. From the lowest revs all the way up to the top, it's just effortless in the way that a traditional American V8 has been since the 1950s and 60s. And I, for one, think it's wonderful. There's a reassurance throughout the power range that whenever you need the extra power, it will be there. And another grant of performance to this exclusive series is all-wheel drive as well. As is typical in modern 911s, there's a plethora of displays available on the dashboard, and among them is one which gives you the torque split. Most of the time this car is very much a rear-wheel drive car, and the front wheels only come into the equation when absolutely needed, like for instance on a turn. Then all of a sudden you've got a little extra grip to carry you through the turns. And it gives you a sense of assurance that is ever present in a modern 911, but especially so in a turbocharged all-wheel drive 911. And this is one of the great legacies of the legendary 959. And a car that took the great Porsche attributes and in the term of Spinal Tap, took it to 11. But here, that kind of technology is available, I won't say exactly for every man, because the exclusive series was, as its name implied, exclusive and expensive, but certainly at a level far below that of the very rarefied 959. And I also have to say that to have this kind of performance in what I would call sort of a gentleman's package is, to me, quite delightful. Porsche is also known for its great color palettes, and there are some special colors offered in the exclusive series, and this is one of them. This is Guards Red, and as it happens, there's only 8 other Porsche Turbo S exclusive in this color, and this particular red suits the shape quite well, and certainly gives it both a sporty and still mature look. And I use mature in the best possible way, because this is a car for a grown-up enthusiast. You have the power, you have the performance, and you also have a certain amount of sort of tailored elegance in this car that I think is quite welcome. And when you're in the car, you sort of forget about the super performance aspects of it, but they're always right there whenever you need them. This, of course, has a PDK gearbox. And again, while the purists insist that only a manual shift can deliver performance pleasure, the reality is that the PDK is so amazingly responsive and instantly responsive that, except for the fact that you don't get the exercise for your left leg, which I can get in the gym, it delivers what you need, the gear you need, when you need it, instantly. And for real performance, that's what counts. It's also very satisfying. I've got this in Sport Plus mode, and the steering and the suspension is very responsive, but not at all brutal. In some of the later Porsches, the Sport mode has become a bit more challenging for my tastes. I think the balance is exactly right here, where you have all of that control with none of the harshness. This is very much a high-performance GT car, and we get rather focused on sports cars and track cars. But I think that the use of a car like this is in so many ways so much more satisfying, because you can take this to a track and have a great time with it. Now, you're not going to turn the lowest lap times, and you're not going to get the highest G-forces in cornering, but you're going to get a great deal of satisfaction out of it. These are very supportive seats, and as I said, the instant throttle response is just something so magical. this car changes direction is like no other. Porsches have a character, 911s have a character, and this is really a brilliant execution of the 911 and what it stands for. The more you put on the throttle, the greater the torque split to the front to add control. And this is a car that, yes, does a lot of thinking for you, but it also rewards what it is that you think you want to do with the car. Ich finde es sehr schön in dieses Exklusivwelt. This is a memorable car.